Good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, May 30th, 2025. Dip buyers are relentless here, and our all-time highs coming next as this market continues to base inside of this range. Let's get into it, but first give the video a thumbs up if you would. Be so kind. Helps the channel out, helps me out. Appreciate you guys for that. Also, come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. We talked about this yesterday. We were looking for, I was hoping for, rooting for a tag of 5850 on ES, and we definitely got that here today. And the dip was definitely bought, and we're also seeing a big surge here off of the lows. This is something we talked about in the trading room, and I was looking for an end of month markup, possibly even to maybe, this was at 130. We talked about this morning too. Before the dump, which I did not necessarily think we were going to dump that hard. I'm glad we did, though. I was hoping for it. But we got this sell here, and we are pushing up. We could see 592 here in the next, it's like power hour right now. We will see that markup, I think. And, if not, we already are kind of seeing it. So a very big move here. Basically, yeah, like 90 points off the lows. And a lot of Trump stuff going on again, but again, we keep talking about this. The market is buying up bad news and it's acting well despite bad news. Nice RSI break here, or failed break of the RSI there on the hourly ES, and really good follow through off that. So the bears have had, like you had Trump this morning doubling down on more tough talk with China. He's talking about cracking down on them, and then you've got PCE this morning. We had Michigan this morning. They weren't really bearish, but like you still had chances to slam the market. And then again, more kind of uncertainty here. Again, it's the market's going up on bad news. That's usually a good sign. That's what we've been talking about. And we got to our target here today at 58.50. And what else did I say yesterday could happen? Everybody was hung up on the failed breakout, and I said, what if we just go down to 58.50 and then put in a, what did I say? Inside hammer, right? So really all this is just a hammer candle right now. So you've got an inside bar here after a retest of support, a higher low and a lower high. So I mean, right now you kind of have like a, let me just fix this. Started from the wrong spot. Now I'm really messing it up. But you just kind of have like this triangular structure here. It's, it's just you're getting ready to break out. So, I mean, like, I think, dips are being bought aggressively, and, bears keep shorting into them. So, as long as that continues, it's going to give us fuel. And again, we're still running out of time. I keep saying it, but they got to damage this soon. Otherwise, we're going to start to see that dealer buyback really start to flip. So we'll see what happens here. We got just under 30 minutes left in the day, and we'll see if we get up to that 592. I just threw that around as an arbitrary number. We might pin to 590. And from what I can see, I think dealers are still kind of holding us down at 5,900 on SPX. So I'm not really sure if we're gonna be able to get through it, but if we get enough end of month markup, they can push it through. It's not that difficult. I'll try and pull up our dashboard here. I don't really see us going too much higher here, but I could see 592 just as an arbitrary number. There we go. We got the update. So it's definitely shrinking. It's definitely getting closer. I don't think we're going to go through 25. That's for sure. So we definitely won't go through 59.25. That's definitely still in negative territory. But yeah, they're starting to flip that 5,900. So it's certainly possible. And you can see 590 is positive here too. So yeah, I mean, they could ramp this pretty easily. It would not be hard. In fact, we're about to do that. So I just threw 592 out there because it was a number that was kind of near the highs from the last couple of days. So with that said, are we going to break out Monday? I mean, it's possible. I think we'll probably do a little bit more backing and filling. I got rid of my 20 moving average, but we'll probably do a little bit more backing and filling. We might retrace this. In fact, a lot of the time on these end of month markups, that's what you get. You'll get a good retrace, and then it can try to go from there. It's still not quite tight enough for me, but there's nothing wrong here. We got jobs next week too, so there's your catalyst if you want one. There was also a lot of that we picked up on this morning. A lot of risk premium, I think, for the weekend, and it's still pretty elevated. I mean, right now you can see here just puts just so expensive relative to calls right now. And this is on the on equities too. This is SPY, not SPX. So this is kind of what retail trades. And that continues to be the case. So we'll see if that continues next week, and that's kind of what, in my opinion, is going to get us to new highs. But the more that this bakes here in the oven, the more of a chance we have to go higher. It's that simple. Yeah, 520, no surprise, right back there on QQQ. By the way, another thing I noticed today too was the Russell. Russell's flat right now, but look at how it only just spiked the low versus the low yesterday. Really, or the low this morning really got hit on the SPY and QQQ. So small caps, most risk, and that was, that was kind of leading, so to say, here. Another thing I want to talk about too, somebody mentioned this in the trading room. There was talk about the fear greed index, and we are into greed, but you got momentum here into fear. I'm not really sure why that's that, but everything pretty much outside of that is into neutral or greed, except for options. And like I just showed you, what does retail typically trade? SPY, QQQ, right? Put premiums high. So you're seeing these metrics that are showing greed, but retail not really confirming that, or at least on their end. So just something to consider. Hey, we might get to 592. Let's see. All right, diamond here, up 41 basis points. Oh, by the way, yeah, inverse head and shoulder still intact there. Has not triggered yet. Same thing with the diamond. SMH down 1.5. NVIDIA still kind of soft. So not really the greatest reaction, honestly, for NVIDIA. And you can see Broadcom down here as well. TSM down. No problems with these patterns, though. TSM still pretty strong there. I think Palantir was still up on the DL. Look at that Palantir round trip like crazy today. Not a semi. Look at this. Imagine trading that here intraday. Not a semi, but obviously a cloud stock. And again, IGV continues to base here. It looks good. Transports here flat again, looking all right here. This is just inside bars setting up, and you got this inside there. You got this head and shoulder inverse that is setting up there as well. So pretty good price action there. Interest rates today were really quiet, really all day. Two's down a little bit. This is good. Right now, there's no cut priced in, but if this starts to fall, it will get priced in very quickly. But they came down a little bit here. Nothing crazy, but that's helping out the market a little bit. You had XHB today, again down 36 cents. Again, that's a little bit tied to interest rates. VNQ holding up as well. So housing, not in the greatest shape, but XLF holding up well, up 14 cents. KRE flat, KBE flat as well. And broker dealers here just consolidating at all-time highs. Yeah, look at it, they just can't stay down. Oil down 11 cents, nothing to write home about on either side. XLE was quiet today too. It did put in a little tail candle on the daily, but nothing great, nothing terrible. Nat gas here in danger of losing the $3 handle. Well, it's not three because it's adjusted now. It's actually more like, so you got to change this now because I've got a contract roll. It doesn't really matter. I don't really like the continuous anyway, but nonetheless, it's coming down. We'll leave it at that for now. Dollar down, up 11 cents. Or no, yeah, up 11 cents. Dollar yen, I think, was flat too. Yeah, basically flat. And then gold here. This is still strong. I think this should hold up into June. I do like silver too. I want to buy it, but I just something just feels wrong here. I don't know. I've seen this type of pattern fail before. Seasonally too, June is not a good month for silver. I don't know if that's holding me back or not. We'll see. Platinum retracing here. I would want to see this firm up a lot before committing any capital to it. I know it's got a nice breakout here, but Platinum's notorious for doing this. So I would want to see some sort of consolidation here before even attempting to look at it. Palladium bounced yesterday and held up today. Copper here is trying for trying to confirm another higher low, but this pattern is just way too sloppy. And then we got Bitcoin here, losing 105. So let's watch this on a weekly. So I want to see this whole, I want to see this reclaim on a weekly close. Again, and even if it closes below, is it the end of the world? Not really. If it follows through hard and you have a wide range candle next week, then yeah. But right now, it just was up 7 weeks in a row. So, and it did get through double top. It's holding this little shelf right here in the short term, like 104 area. If it can pop back up, it's fine. So we'll see what it does over the weekend, but I don't really see any major concerns just yet. But short term, yeah, definitely a little bit of weakness there. Fighters coming in. We'll see if they back it off to 590 here. It's kind of where we're at right now. They could still, we got about 15 minutes left. We could still see some end of month like power candle though. I've definitely seen that before. But nonetheless, yeah, nice rally here. And again, bears just getting trapped over and over again. And you continue to just hammer this macro case home, but the market is not always the macro. That's very important to remember. And once you learn that, it really levels up your trading. But in any case here, good price action day. Great day traders market this week, even though we went nowhere, save for that big opening gap. We'll see what we get next week. The longer this tightens up, the bigger of a trend move we're going to get out of this when it does break. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys all on Monday.